Hello everyone, thank you for watching. My name is Matthew here with Crescent Vale. We are currently taking a look at a 2022-2023 Impeccable Silver out of 20 Luka card in beautiful condition. This is a self-grading video. We essentially go through our process on how we self-grade cards. We put it up on our website. We link each time we do a custom slab with a custom label. The custom slabs are through Zion. Excellent, not sponsored, just love the brand. And then what we do is we put it up on eBay and we give the people the most information possible. If you're buying a little bit more expensive card, we basically get the word out on YouTube to say, hey, you want to see the card on different angles, you want more analysis. Because on eBay, they have basically, I think, 4 main tiers of grading, and they put it's required. It's called, some people say, hey, is this... what's the word? Conflict of interest. Well, anybody that sells raw cards on eBay, there's a bit of a conflict of interest. So part of the beast. Anyways, the eBay has near mint, I think excellent, good. Mercari does too. I'm probably almost most of these. I don't know if Whatnot requires you to do this or not. I'm not on Whatnot, but let's just kind of get to the nuts and bolts of it. The disclaimer. The disclaimer is where I can't guarantee these grades will cross over at any other grading companies at a certain grade. I can't guarantee that the grade that I provide will increase the value of the card. What I'll do is I price the card at the value that I find it to be at. I mark it down over time. Whenever you're comfortable coming in at a price point, feel free to come in at that price point. If that's where I want the card to be or where I would prefer to sell it at, then that's where I'd sell it at. It's pretty simple, straightforward. That's a disclaimer. Also, real quick, we did a bit of it's mail day pickup day, and we have this Jordan Crash of the Game. Corner down there is a little, got a little wear on it. We're going to put this together along with this In Your Face Jordan. This is not a hologram foil in the top right for that logo. Some of them are hologram. Feel free to review your collections. But we're going to basically be back packaging these two along with this. I love this gold foil on the Dream Team. So there's 3 cards we're going to have in an upcoming lot. It's not out yet. We do have a beautiful, and this Skybox card I've reviewed recently. And sometimes I just like having a cross-reference for whenever I have another one I'm going to be posting soon. This is a CGC 9. And, I kind of wish that they had more subgrade information. You can kind of see a little bit there on that corner right there, edge. A little wear, not much. Let's see. I guess maybe the surface of the card might have a white speck in the middle of that pink area. That might just be a... So that is a little bit of whitening rounding there that you can see as we zoom in. You might not have been able to see it with what I call the naked eye without zoom. So yeah, overall, this card is in great condition. I might, depending on the surface, if that is white speck there is on the surface, or if it's on the slab itself. That's another reason why I love doing these videos. Is whenever you put a card in a slab, it's kind of interesting that I probably would assume that's the slab because it kind of looks like it is from this angle. Anyway, that's why I love doing these, and also why I love Zion slabs, because this slab right now, there's already a scratch on it, right? So with the Zion slab, you can just order a new one for like $4 to $5. If my slab does even come in non-mint condition, which I'm pretty sure almost all my slabs that I've sent to people come in mint condition. Now, if you get a slab from a grading company and it doesn't come to you in mint condition, which has happened several times with some of the grading companies I've worked with, you have to reslab it. And that costs time and money. You can just order a Zion slab and reslab if my stuff ever comes in any kind of non-mint condition. But so anyways, this card's going to go up on our eBay. I love this card. I think it's one of the most beautiful. I don't know if I put it in the iconic category, but I put it in widely known, extremely sought after. It's getting more and more, I don't want to say reviews, but traction is a good word on eBay. So this will go up. We'll start at 100, and then we'll do is mark it down from there. Usually once a month, I take it down 10%. So even if you are watching, you're like, hey, how quickly will this come down to the price point I would like to buy it at? Just think to yourself about once a month. It's in between 10 to 20% I'll mark it down at. And then whenever you're ready, you can buy it at your leisure. So that's that card. And we're now into the the main course of the video, which is the Luka Impeccable grading. And this card, I've already looked at the corners, looked at the edges. I'm gonna like just step out on a limb and say it's close to a 9.5, and that is really good for this low numbered. I don't know the difference between short print and super short print. I think short print's just where there's fewer cards being printed, so maybe like an insert where there's few, like Obsidian Mist might be considered a short print. It might be considered super short print, but I would almost put this in the super short print category. Out of 20, so it could be. But we're going to take a look at the centering. We'll take a look at the edges, corners, surface, and we'll come up with a total score. And just after looking it over, I'm leaning towards a 9.5 just off the top before we even get into this. So feel free to stick around. Impeccable surfaces, I heavily favor over immaculate surfaces. The room for flaws on immaculate is through the roof, and the room for errors on impeccable just seem to be almost non-existent. There is times, no, I'll take that back. There is times where there are flaws on the impeccable cards that I bought, but honestly, it is few and far between. And I almost could see something here. I don't know if that's part of the card or not. You can kind of see there as we move into certain areas of the light. So let me try to clean real quick. Sorry if I slightly hit the camera. Take another look. And yeah, there's maybe a fingerprint or something, so that was nothing too much of an error. So yeah, can't find an error on the surface of this card at all. The only thing I could possibly consider an error, and it's kind of a debate, is whenever they have, it's almost like, I would say, the card has little drips of, you call it paint. I don't know, in this case, it's not painted on, it's just printed on. There's like two kind of specks of watercolor, whatever you want to call it. And I would say that would be the closest thing, but I really think that's how the card is made. So surface, I'm going 10 on this. Feel free to disagree in the comments. That is the grade I'm giving it. Let's jump into the centering. Centering, we'll see if there's any discrepancies. And whenever I say discrepancy, it would be a difference of amount between the border and the edge of the card. So let's take a look. Like finding these areas. 1, 2, 3. 3 is exactly what we look for. Not every card. Every card is slightly made a little different, but as far as our anchor points and these kind of cards and several other cards, 3 there. So we're just hitting this card. I haven't given an impeccable or an immaculate a 10 across the board, but centering so far is okay. Here's a discrepancy. That's not 3. Yeah, that's so top to bottom. Cannot, left to right is perfect. Top to bottom, pretty big difference. And I don't know if that's the way the card is made, because on the back here, we're back at 3. So the front of the card is pretty much the only place where I could consider it being off. 3. But, 9.5 for centering is probably where I'm going to land. 3. Because, yeah, I can't tell if the way the card is primarily supposed to be, but the top to bottom is, we could consider that slightly off. That's the only discrepancy, so centering 9.5. Surface 10, and let's take a look at the corners and the edges. Not seeing anything that jumps out as an error. This card is just about perfect. So on the edges, I can't find a flaw, and I was already leaning towards 9.5. Possibly there, that could possibly be considered a flaw. It's not much. We can maybe go 9.5 on the edges because they are a little bit harder to grade. Okay, yeah, so there is a little bit, I would almost just say imperfection. So 9.5 on the edges. Oh, both sides, gonna have to go 9 on that, which is completely fine because we have a 10, edges 9, corners probably go 9.5, and we will result with a 9.5 on this card, which is in our grading a gem mint. And then if we ever do get a 10, not only a 10, oh, it's a mint plus. I'm sorry, 9.5 is mint plus for our grading system. And then a 10 without all 4 10s is a gem mint. And then if we were, I haven't yet got a all 10s in subgrades, that would be a gem mint plus. So this card is going to be known as a mint plus with a 9.5 score. And yeah, wonderful. 9.5 on the corners. 9.5 mint plus is how we categorize it. I think Beckett does gem mint for 9.5. I think PSA does 9 for mint, gem mint for 10. So I call this a mint plus, is how I look at our 9.5s. Beautiful card, really wonderful piece of work. I can't find very many flaws, if at any. Thank you for watching. Continue to watch, and we'll keep going.